Good morning, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. We had some good news. Well, can we, you tell me, can we view this as good news? As you may know, we went to Tagbilaran and we went to what the DSWD call a forum for learning more about adoption. Right, so we decided that we both feel not reconciled wouldn't be the right word, but that we are adjusted to the idea that we could offer a child who may be abandoned, certainly someone who doesn't have anyone to love them right now, we could offer them a home, and we think a good home with a good education. So we went out to the forum. It was rather discouraging, I have to say, because I am an old fart and a foreigner. What could be worse than a foreign old fart or an old foreign fart? Take your pick. Anyway, I didn't feel very encouraged. I thought that it would just die right there, but apparently it didn't, and we had a call saying that they would like to come and see us next month. So what we're going to have is a home inspection. Now, I think everybody who has ever read even the word adoption knows that it's an extremely difficult, complicated, long process, and that's why adoptions seem to be thin on the ground. Even though I know we were told at the time that there were at least 7 or maybe it was 8 kids who would be up for adoption almost immediately. Of course, there is no such thing as immediate when it comes to dealing with government departments. I think most of us know that too. So we're now going to wait until we have a visit from a social worker who obviously is trained in making judgments of this kind, and they'll come and they'll have a look at where we live. And isn't that ironic that this will be a kid from a broken home? Probably if the home was broken, it would probably have gone through some pretty tough times. A poor family for sure, if neither parent were willing to take the child. We did hear a case. As you may know, we are committed to helping the Village of Hope orphanage, and we go up there and we do what we can to help on that. And of course, when we get our approval, then we will be working a lot to help the Village of Hope. But anyway, we learn about the circumstances of kids there just in talking, and we learned about one kid. In fact, there are some terrible cases. I guess it's a feel-good channel. I shouldn't really be burdening you on this, but we actually know of one kid that in our, what can we say, in our circle we know of one child that we would have willingly adopted a long time ago. She's in an unfortunate limbo, shall we call it that. The parents have split. Each of the parents, mother and father, now have another family. The mother is obviously joined with a partner, and that partner does not get along with this child. Now, it is an unfortunate thing. There's no right or wrong, but it's the kid that's called toxic. And if, from the viewpoint of the parent, the foster parent, not foster, but for the step parent, they would consider that if the child didn't get along with them, was not responsive to being told what to do, you can't tell me to do that because you're not my father, that kind of situation, he would consider that the child was toxic. Of course, from the child's point of view, they're in this limbo, and it's not a good place to be. Well, over to what the situation was from the father. The father would willingly have the child, but he is into drugs. So talk about being between a rock and a hard place. That little girl is it. So over to our situation. I'm thinking that we're not going to do anything until the social worker has been, and they can come and they can have a look around, they can walk around our home. And as I was saying, it's ironic that whatever child is offered to us, if even that is the right word, whatever child is deemed to be suitable for us will probably have come from a tough situation. So they're going to come and look, and even though we live modestly, we live well. We are happy with the way that we live. We don't seek to live the life of rich people. We don't seek that, and we don't have it. We have transport. We have a place where we can live a happy life, and so we feel that makes us, and we really would like to have a child to adopt. So that makes, to my mind, makes us certainly eligible. So they'll come and they'll have a look, and I'm imagining that they will make recommendations. So if we chose to, we could be running around like chickens with their head cut off, trying to put a bedroom here or a bedroom there, and we could be doing all of that. And when the worker gets here, it could be something, she could suggest something totally different. So knowing that this could be the case, we'll wait and see, and we'll live in hope. And of course, we'll be praying that everything will go well, not just for us, but for the child, the possible child that will come to us. Now, here's just to give you a little heads up about the situation with adopting a child in the Philippines. I don't know about how difficult it is in other countries, but certainly we've learned in the Philippines that there are various different ways that they judge the suitability of adoptive parents, and the absolute ideal, the one that is the easiest, is the one in which a relative of, well, it would have to be the case, it would have to be the wife, wouldn't it, because that's the Filipina. If a relative, say a sister or a cousin, and the closer to the wife, the closer that the relative is, the better. So the ideal is a sister. So look at the ideal situation. If a sister is willing to let one of her children be adopted by her sister, the wife in this particular case, if Beth only had that, she doesn't have that, so that's why we're up for the general approach to adoption. But that would be the ideal scene. In other words, the child would already be involved in the family in a very close way. Well, that's not the way, and if you look at that as being the best possible scenario, then the worst possible scenario is possibly where we are standing, in that I'm a foreigner, my age stands against me. I would think that surely the fact that we are, compared to most Filipinos, perhaps, we are comfortably off, and we're able to offer this child, whoever she is, a comfortable home, and not just that, but a good education, and the knowledge that a good education is going to be very important. So we would do everything that we could to send this child to a really good school. Well, that's where we are right now. It's an unknown quantity. Again, we're hoping that this doesn't prove to be a runaround of just coming up here just because we applied. We have made it clear that we are very serious and very hopeful, and that we're praying for a good result. That's where we are, and we'll keep you informed. Thanks for looking in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Good morning.